want to open up the freezer with ice cream and open up.
Oh, I know.
Who did this? Is it you, Sam? This is.
I did that, yeah.
Is it good?
It was a rainy day.
What's he married?
He's taking your job, John. John usually brings all the paper. I thought this was going to be it. No, it's this lot.
Oh. Doesn't have the house on it?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, we did.
We did this.
If that pen could stand up, two-thirds, then it was just a step
Yeah. Maybe she misunderstood. Why? She doesn't have a house? So she had a This is the lot that.
It's for the workshop.
Boy. That's easy. You know, it's like that. Sam, you went over there, didn't you?
Yeah.
You sent the email that you went there?
Oh, yes, to 1446 Wittenberg, yeah.
Oh, hey, we gotta start our meeting. What time is it? It says 6 o'clock.
I got that.
Okay.
Well, I know it's associated 1444. It was the same place.
Yes, for something.
Yeah, we talked about it, we're gonna look at the workshop maybe. She said she had an old survey, and we said I think we added to it, so. The applications in my folder? Should be. Okay, microphones are on. Begin our regular meeting August 8th. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Present.
Mark Christie.
Here.
John Moore.
Here.
Joanne Kell.
Here.
Alan Shiner.
Here.
Clifford Russell.
Here.
Sam Spada.
Here.
It's nice not to have to worry about having a full quorum, like some towns do. Okay. Everybody had a chance to go over the previous minutes. Any corrections or additions or subtractions? None? Motion to accept the minutes?
So move.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yeah. Communications, none. Old business.
anything under old business?
The only thing I wanted to bring up was the Railroad Express thing, the notification that people should turn to the right rather than to the left. Both you and I went out there and took a look at it, and we both decided that going to the left was actually safer than going to the right. So, I know you said you took some photographs. I took some photographs. I don't have them with me. But if that's something that we need to address, I haven't been enforcing it.
Have they put up a sign?
Not that I'm aware of.
So I think that we should just let it go.
I agree.
Since I was the one that brought up about that turning there, you go up to that crossing and you stop where there's supposed to be a full stop sign, where there isn't. There's a yield sign entering Route 28. And as foliage comes out, you cannot see Route 28 to the right when you pull up to that corner, unless you pull out into the intersection. Now, I don't know what they looked at, but they had their eyes closed when they looked.
Well,
I got pictures of it. I'll give them to you.
I disagree with you on that one, Bob, because the calculation for sight distance there at that intersection is 15 feet back from the fog line.
Will you go back 15
Those
feet
pictures-
from that frog line and you'll be sitting looking at foliage?
I think one of us will talk at a time. I took pictures 15 feet back,
Yeah.
25 feet back, 35 feet back. It was 35 feet back when the foliage is in the way.
And you could see foliage all the way. They have trim on.
Well,
I suggest the board go up there and check that intersection.
I think some of us have. I think saying that that foliage is closer than that is just on the receiving side. It's not that way.
When you stop at that yield sign, you cannot see Route 28. I'm sorry.
And the yield sign is there because of the
Now,
sight
you
distance.
shake your head no. What the hell do you know? The hell do you know?
Bob, that's not necessary.
It is.
It's not.
Oh, you stand here shaking his head. Let him shake his head that way.
Because
Don't shake his head back at me.
you can shake his head.
And you don't correct it.
Excuse me?
You heard me.
No, I didn't.
You're making comments at me. He's doing the looking, you butt at it.
I don't know why you're so into this thing about this intersection, but
Because I don't want to see anybody killed on that road, that's why.
more likely to get killed on the other coming out. If you
The other way, you have a full stop sign going out into the road.
That's because there's no sight distance. You have sight distance at the other place. That's why they have a yield sign.
Yeah.
There's no reason to have a stop sign. A yield sign because
Okay.
it's such a great
All right.
sight distance.
You're the traffic expert. First time there's an accident, I'm coming after you.
Okay. You want to bring up anything else for crying out loud, Hallie?
You should have not voted on it. You should have voted no if that's the way you felt. But you voted on it and you passed it.
That's right, because I took your word for it, unfortunately. I shouldn't have done that.
You should have went up there and checked it before you voted.
And for now on, I want to just state to members of the board here, we cannot make a decision based on somebody yelling at us from the outside on the seats up here. We have to, like Bob said, go out and check ourselves before we vote, make a vote like that. So, we were wrong in doing that. Okay, new business. Miss Mary, did she know she was supposed to be here tonight?
Yeah, she called me today.
And she knew she was supposed to have a site plan, right?
Yes, she said that she had an engineer doing it, and she called the office today, and the person in the office said that he had to leave for a family emergency in Utah. So they were looking for her plans, but she never got back to me.
Wow. That's a shame.
Yeah. So
Okay, well, I guess.
she came in and brought me the survey of her property and her
Yeah,
application.
which is fine, except, yeah, it doesn't shit.
I didn't.
Her parcel, her house and place of business is on the 3.170 acre lot, lot 1, which doesn't help us. I mean, it doesn't have a house or anything on it. So,
You want to just put it on the side until she gets the rest of the information?
She's not changing any lot lines, is she?
Sam, can you tell us what he represented us as far as going out and looking it over?
Yeah, I pulled into the driveway at lot 1, pulled up maybe 15 feet, and it's in 3 tiers. The lowest tier is near the road. It's already set up for daycare, outdoor playground. It's got privacy fencing along the road. The middle tier has got a rectangular above ground tier, pool, and the upper tier has got the residential house. I didn't look at the pool, I didn't look at the house, I just looked at the site. And beyond the site, as it goes uphill, you have the forest. Seemed appropriate for the usage. The only thing I'd recommend to her is to trim some vegetation, because pulling out, it's a little hard to see Wittenberg Road.
She has an in-ground pool?
Above ground pool,
Is it-
rectangular, looked like a steel tank type. But they don't usually, there were no buttresses.
And what about fencing around?
It had a fence around the deck of the pool, but I don't believe there was any other fencing there.
She has this as a business already, and she's just coming to us to...
I don't know if it's operating, but the lowest tier adjacent to the road had about the size of this room, and it was filled with outdoor play equipment for children. Didn't see anything operating at all. Didn't see anybody occupying the house or the land.
How far back from the road? How far back from the road?
For
that first tier where the play equipment is?
right there, right on the property line, she's got a fence, and then right behind it, the kids are playing.
Maybe this is just from that? No.
Okay. Howie, have you had a chance to stop by there?
No, I realize I probably should have, but I didn't. But in terms of the pool, the law is if the pool is 4 feet and higher, that you don't need a fence as long as the access is locked.
Well, that's what I meant, Laura, because if she's going to have children there, it's not a good idea to have a pool that doesn't have a lot.
I think they were far enough, but it looks like because of the topography, the downhill side is above grade several feet, 3 or 4, and the uphill side is probably flush.
For the pool or for
For the pool.
Is that part gated, the flush part?
You know, I only looked at the land in terms of its suitability. There, you know, as far as liability for the pool, the quality of the house, whether it meets DOH requirements. I'm assuming other people are going to enforce that. As a land use, it seemed like it's perfectly appropriate to me. But these things do have to be looked at by other people, I think.
Also, well, the site plan should have
She
parking
has-
on it,
We don't have a second.
but,
She just
you
went
know,
there.
it's just going to be in and out.
And she does have a nice T turnaround, so you pull in and get out.
Okay.
She just came in.
Okay, Mary, can you come forward?
I'm Mary Baraka. I live at 1444 Wittenberg Road, Mount Hunter. And I'm here because I would like to apply for a special permit to have a daycare preschool in my house. I'm going to seem completely unprepared. I did hire an engineer to do a new site plan. And we were supposed to meet this morning to get it. And when I phoned him, he's in Utah for a family death and did not leave it for me. So what I do have is what he's been working on, a rough draft.
Okay.
It's the only thing I could obtain. Did you call me?
Yes, please.
Now, this survey, this is an old survey, right, from 1992?
Yes,
Because there's no house on that piece of property.
yeah, I think Bert, when he did that,
Yeah.
when we first bought the property. but-
Oh, okay.
So that's what he was redoing for me, the house and the driveway. And
Now, this doesn't show the pool that,
I'm sorry.
that Sam went up to look at the place.
Is there a pool on the property?
Pool.
Oh, he didn't put that in there. Yeah, there was, he first started doing it, so I don't know how far he got with the new one. This is just the first rough draft that he gave me.
Can you just point where it is roughly?
I'm not very good with this stuff, but.
It's okay.
um,
There's the preschool.
Okay, so it's like, right here.
All the way back.
Yeah, it's a separate yard.
It's way behind the house.
Yeah, it's not, it's in front of the house actually, in a separate fenced-in area. So if the house is here, oh wait.
This is what,
that's it.
yeah, this
Okay.
is the road.
Here's the road.
Yes.
Right.
Here's the house.
Here's the play area. It's like the first.
Okay. So this is the play area, this is the house, so then it's over
It's behind the house.
behind the house, that's right. I see. No, it's right here.
It's between the house and
It's
the
between the
playground.
house and the playground, yes.
Oh,
I'm trying to like, yeah, 'cause this is the playground, so this is all, this is their fenced-in playground, and then the pool's here.
You look at the survey maps every day?
Yeah,
Now, do you have to get approved by a different,
no. Yes, I had to be licensed by the state,
yeah,
and I have a copy of my license.
so there's more things, have they looked at?
Oh yeah, they've looked at everything
So it's,
with a fine-tooth comb, trust me. Yeah, the fire, and I tried to get the fire marshal. The only thing I had was like the actual overall approval, but not a specific letter from him. So I tried to get one from him, but he was on vacation. So I don't have that either, but there is in existence, he does have a letter saying that. So they did that, they do water testing, lead testing. They make sure that, yeah, the pool is not used to any other kids, that there's no water source anywhere else.
but that license, not you, is that,
It's,
is it you or is it the whole?
it's both, like they have to look at the whole big picture in order for me to get licensed. It took about a year with paperwork in order to get to this point. So yeah, all the testing, fingerprinting, background checks, lead testing, water testing, all that. The amount of footage, the driveway, all that has to get tested by them first before you can get
Oh,
licensed.
okay.
So I didn't know if you needed a copy of that.
Might not be a bad idea, have a copy of it in the file.
Hmm.
You know, if you
Yeah, can make it happen. And keep it in the file.
Well, I have no problem with it, other than if you don't have an actual site plan.
And I get, as soon as he gets back, I'll have it. I guess, yeah, that's something. I was hoping he left it somewhere in the office and they ransacked the place trying to find it, but they had no luck.
So what does the planning board want to do?
Can we conditionally approve for the paperwork to follow?
Based on the fact that the state approved it.
We still kind of need a site plan.
Yeah, I can bring that to you as soon as he gets back. It's the engineer DP's doing it.
I'm afraid we wouldn't be able to rule on it until next month's meeting then, but I can't tell you that.
Is there an application that was given in yet?
She said the first right there, I believe he's got the second.
But the environmental.
Yeah.
Site plan checklist.
Yeah, the
Oh,
application.
it's very fun.
He's got the site plan checklist and
Yes.
all the rest of the,
Yeah,
Environmental form,
yeah, he has.
short forms.
Environmental.
Yeah, that would be attached with your application.
It's part of the application.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna have to have that in order to approve it.
Okay.
All right. I'll have to wait.
Okay, so when can I bring it back?
You can drop it off at any point at the building department.
Okay.
And we meet, we'll be able to go over it. But I don't see any problems with it. From
If
what
you
I
get
see so
it
far.
back to Ann, then we can look at it at the workshop.
Okay.
Building inspector will be up there to look at it. And,
Is there anything with the rough draft that he's doing that needs to be altered in any way, or is he on the right path?
Oh, it looks like we covered a lot of that. Playground, driveway, parking.
Yeah, we just have to know how many parking spaces are included in these parking.
Like how many?
How many cars are
Cars.
planned within these parking spaces.
Okay. So how many you can accommodate
Yeah.
driveway?
Right, maybe it is a formula then, how many students you have versus how many.
Yeah, I mean, they don't all come at once ever, but,
And they don't stay.
and they don't stay, they just.
But I'm just saying,
Sure.
for us, with the number
Sure.
of parking places.
Okay. There's also a turnaround included for them.
That calculation won't be for the school.
It is by the
It's not actually
playground.
school.
It says parking there, is that?
Yeah,
It's one
so
for
that's the
12
turnaround with the
seats.
driveway.
One parking space for 12 seats.
No, she only
Just
has
single,
12
single
kids.
lane, right?
Yeah, but it's very long. And there's actually a little turnaround on top as well.
I guess they just take the kids out.
There you go.
Okay, so at least you know, be able to move right on it once we have that.
Okay, so I'll get that to you guys as soon as it gets back. I appreciate it.
Do you want these back?
No, just looking at you
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
guys. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry I was late. Thank you.
All right. Any other business?
Just like any other visitors at all?
Well, I know you're here to talk about the statute, but it hasn't come before us.
No, I know I was only here a little over a week ago, and we had this discussion about the Sri Chinmoy monument of Buddha in Woodland Valley, and I didn't know whether Howie had updated you guys already on the zoning officer's position, or the town's position on whether, he needed a site plan study or had to put in some site plan.
Well, I believe he understands that he has to have a site plan.
Well, I told him the special use permit is site plan.
Yep. And he has to come before us with the plans and his architectural plans for it, so we haven't seen anything yet, so we can't really address it because we don't even have an application.
No, but I didn't know that whether the planning board was that far ahead. I know that Howie was working on it with Rob Stanley, and I didn't, I'm not quite sure. It was only a week ago, and I didn't know whether you guys had an opportunity to discuss it collectively together or not.
We don't discuss it until something is brought to us.
Yeah, no, I realize.
So they have to bring us the plan first.
Yeah. No, I realize that, but normally, it's a small town. Normally, there's like discussions like this is going on, and it's probably going to fall in front of the planning board or the zoning board at one time, or the zoning board of appeals, and kind of everybody knows what's kind of going on in certain areas of the town, and what specifics are going to be involved, and whether letters were sent out or not, or whether it was just verbal discussions.
I think individually we've been looking into different aspects of it, but we haven't discussed it since we don't have the application. So,
I understand.
ma'am, do you have a question?
Hi, yeah. My name is Gail Margulis, and I live on Woodland Valley Road. And I just was curious do they have to come before you before anything starts?
Yes.
So even the road and everything that's being built has to, because I thought it was already building a road, but that might be okay. I really
He
don't
was
know.
building the road.
Yeah,
It's up there.
I believe you can build a road, but
Yeah.
to have it approved for a project such as this, we would have to.
And Howard has not heard from him. You said you were hearing from him this week. And have you heard from him?
It's Ann, and my recollection is that when we left the office last Friday, he said we would have something within a couple of days or by the end of the week. So on my plan is to call him on Friday and find out what's going on, why we don't have anything in front of us. And I'll reiterate with him, he can't do anything until he gets approval.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, should we send him something in writing since the community is so concerned?
Well, Howie's in touch with her.
I know, but just something from Howie saying that any structure has to be presented to us.
He's already explained that to him.
Yeah, he knows that.
Yeah, but do you think that the town might send them some sort of documentation, like a letter to explain what the position is, as opposed to just a verbal discussion?
Well, we don't have a position, that's
We
what I'm
don't
trying to
usually do that.
explain to you. But he has to come before us, he has to present his plans. So that's what I think maybe if he doesn't present plans, and the people are concerned, maybe you should send him a letter saying you have to present plans.
Yeah, I made it very clear to him, but if a letter, I'll wait till Friday, and then if he doesn't respond, he has answered the phone every time we've spoken to him, so give him till Friday, and then we'll send him a letter officially saying we have to submit plans. That's a good idea.
Is anything going on at the site? Does anybody live in the house?
He claims that he comes up every couple of weekends. I live in the valley, I drive past twice a day. I can't say I've ever seen a car there, but he could park behind the house.
Well, it doesn't really matter, I'm just curious.
Yeah, no,
If anything is going on.
about a year ago, there was a truck there with a bunch of forms, concrete forms. And I thought they were going to put an addition on the house. That was my interpretation of what was going on. The truck that sat there for months, nothing happened, and then it was done.
Okay, any other business? We all got the county liaison report from Vivian.